Hello, it's Debbie from Create Pretty Things and Chalk Pretty Things. Hello, it's Saturday. It's a fun day. I've got a lot of my chores done, but I still have lots to do. How about you guys? I wanted to take a little break today because I haven't had many breaks lately and do a quick little project. We're going to use this little music sheet transfer today. And all it is musical notes. I'm not sure what song it is or what it sounds like. Maybe if you know how to play the piano, you could do it and let me know. You can decipher this code for me. I've got some fun little paper today. I ordered it off of Amazon. And it's very vintage looking with like burnt ends, and it's a little bit thicker. So we're gonna use that today. And all we're gonna do is chalk this design on here. Simple, simple. We're just gonna use black ink. This is not gonna black paste. This is not gonna take long. I also have this magnetic poster hanger frame, which I'm gonna use to hang it. So since these transfers are sticky, and I need my fuzz towel, here it is. And paper, you know, is gonna tear very, very easy. We're gonna do a couple steps to prepare our surface. First of all, on our surface, I'm gonna decide which side I want. Do I want this side with this little blob on, or this side that has like a white spot? I think I might want the more distressed looking side. Now I've got some sealing wax here. Decor has sealing wax, but mine is kind of empty. So I'm gonna use this brand, and it's almost empty as well. But what I'm gonna do is just take some of this wax, and I'm gonna take a piece. I've got a cloth here, and I'm just gonna smooth this wax on. I want a light coating on here. You know how wax prevents sticking? Like if you have a candle or anything else, it does prevent sticking. It kind of puts a coating on here, and while it's a very light coating, we don't want it to be in bumps and lumps. We want it to be smoothed out and easy to use. So actually it took almost all that. I'm just gonna kind of buff over this lightly, make sure it's all even, and then I'm gonna put my wax away, and we will get started with the next step of the process. Let's see, where does this go? I need to reorganize my whole house, guys. Do you guys ever feel like that? I'm at that point. I've been working on it, but it takes a lot. These are our Decor transfers or stencils. They are silkstream stencils, and they are on an adhesive, they are on a protective backer. So these are sticky. They come on this backer to protect them from getting any dust on them, and also to keep them sticky. So save that backer. You do want that for the end. As you guys jump on, please say hello. Tell me where you're watching from today, and tell me if your house had a theme song to it, what would it be? Can you tell me what your theme song would be for your house? Mine would be something kind of chaotic. Let's get it started. Let's get it started now, because I need to get started on cleaning this house. I've actually started, but I feel like the more you start, once you start, everything is really in worse shape. And that's where I am right now. Things are moved around. I've boxed stuff up. I can't find anything. And my house is on its way to being better. So what song would your house sing? Okay, I have fuzzed this. It is still pretty sticky. We'll see. I did wax the paper. I'm gonna go ahead and fuzz it a couple more times. I'm just worried that this is so sticky that it's gonna stick to the paper and make holes, and I don't want it to rip. So I'm gonna fuzz this a couple more times. Like I said, the wax does help with that process, but I wanna try and get it right. Let's see if this will even fit on here. I did not measure. All I'm gonna do is center this. And it is a little bigger, wider than my paper. So maybe if you have a choice of paper, maybe get something that's a little bit wider. But I'm still gonna put it on here. I think I've got it on here crooked. See how that peeled right off just then? I'm hoping it'll peel off like that when I am done, because that was a nice peel. So, and let's see, when I put this on here, I want to make sure I can still see everything. Okay, so one key to do this, one trick is to make sure that you don't have any air bubbles where the silk screen is. And this one is almost all silk screen. So I'm going to use my squeegee, clean, dry squeegee. Make sure it's on there good. And then we'll get started with our chalk paste. This is called Shimmer Shadow. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but it does have a little bit of glimmer to it. So it'll give it just a little bit of extraness to it. I'm going to put some of it on my squeegee. This is a nice new creamy jar. And all I'm going to do is swipe down over my silk screen, making sure that anything that is see-through, or it looks white right now, has the paste on it. The paste will go through the stencil onto the surface below. And since this is a little bit whiter, I am going to have some extra paste on the side here. That's okay, just go on my work mat. Okay, so I'm just smoothing it out to make sure that everything's covered. Any extra I put back in. I'm gonna go over one more time just to make sure all my lines are the same direction. Get anything extra off. This does dry very quickly, and you do not want it to dry in the silk screen. So I'm gonna go ahead and peel this off right now. Let me lift it up and show you guys. Okay, so here's the magic reveal. Now look at it while you're going. If there's any spots that you missed or you want to redo, you can put this transfer right back down and paste over it and redo it. Look at that. Woo! My heat gun was on. I did not know, and I just burned myself. Okay, so here is our cute little music pattern. I'm going to dry this real quick. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clean this silk screen. I'm just going to spray it with regular water. You don't need anything special, just water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a paper towel. Do you guys see that glue? Just a little bit of glue. I started teaching I usually do all the hot gluing for my grandkids, but when my kids were little and I would hot glue things, even the low temp glue guns, I would always have a jar of ice water, a little glass of ice water next to me, so that if I got burned, I could quickly submerge my fingers or their fingers, if they were using low temp, into the ice water to prevent it from burning more. And I haven't been doing that lately, but this weekend I had my grandkids over and I did the hot gluing as usual, but one of them touched the glue strings while they were still hot. And she found out, you know, because I'm always lecturing, don't touch the glue gun. The glue gun's on, don't touch it. So she touched just the strings that were attached and realized that they were hot. So we had to go real quick and get my little jar of ice water. I don't know how hot or how bad that was. She said it was hot, but that was her first experience with the glue gun. Temperature. And so it kind of brought to mind that, look, this already bubbled up, that if you're using a hot glue gun, it's a good idea to have a bottle of, or a jar, or a cup, or a glass of ice cold water next to it. It does burn, it's hot. This one's a devil, so prevent that burn from burning any more, damaging anything else by cooling it off quickly with some ice water. So I think I will be going back to that, even though I didn't know that my glue gun was on. It must have been on from the battery burned out or something. Okay, so what I did was I sprayed it with, I got detoured. I sprayed it with water. And I used my little board eraser, which is really like a magic eraser, sponge-ish, but there's no chemicals in it. And I just lightly wiped over it. I got all that paste out, and then I'm going to wipe it with a paper towel, lightly, both sides. Get all that water out, dry it up good. And then I'm going to get my backer that it came on. And this is the shiny side of the backer. There's a yellow side and a white side. I'm going to use the white side, and I'm going to replace my transfer right on that protective backer. This is for storing. It will prevent it from getting dust buildup on it. It will keep it sticky, and it will be ready to use for next time. Now, sometimes your black will stain your transfer. This one cleaned up really, really well, but you can tell that there's a little bit of staining right here on the teal part. That doesn't matter. What's important is that you can see white all the way through that silk screen. And now it's ready to go, be reused next time. I'm gonna put it back in the sleeve that it came out of. I just kind of make it a little smaller form, and then I slide it in so that the clear side makes my transfer visible all the way up, and then it has a resealable flap. I just flap it on here. So now I store it like this. I just hang it on a peg like this. It's gonna stay clean, and if you ever want to know the name of the transfer, you can look right down here, and you can also see through the front to see what the design is. So I've got that ready to package away. Here is our musical notes, and like I said, it should have been a little bit lighter paper, but we're just gonna do this. This is a quick project just to give you an idea of what you can do. I've got my little magnetic frame here, my little holder, and these do come in different colors. They come in different widths. Do I have this on upside down? I do. So I can just leave it hanging just like this. Maybe I'll center it a little more. And I can also put the bottom one on if you wish. This one's just so lightweight that you really don't need it, but let's go ahead and do it. Is that right? Sometimes it looks like the musical notes are upside down. Okay, so here is our little sign. Quick and easy little project. I think it might be cute if you do paint the bottom to be like musical keys. That might be cute, but it's just a simple sign. But you could do this with our America the Beautiful transfer, which is out right now. And you can do it patriotic colors. You could do it with fabric in between here, tuck on fabric and put it between these hangers. I think it's a quick and easy idea. This one's a little wider than this paper, so I think I would have gotten wider paper for this design and for this little canvas thing, and maybe gotten the black and just painted some white keys on here. Anyway, I think it's cute. It's a quick and simple idea. You can use this with any transfer. You can just do it on paper. Remember, if you're using paper, to go ahead and wax your paper first and fuzz a lot on your transfer so it doesn't pull it up. And then the trick about using a glue gun or avoiding glue gun burns is, for one thing, make sure it's off. Second thing is keep a glass of ice water near you if you need it, to cool it down if you need it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys again soon. Make sure you follow my page, and if you know anyone who would love crafting and like to do projects like this, share the page with them and let them know how fun it is. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.